Am I? Let's see if I can. Severe thunderstorm watch. Yay. Can't complain. We haven't had that. I can't remember the last time it rained here, so I just wish it could come in not severe. Just how about just regular old showers? Wouldn't that be nice? Just regular, ordinary old showers. Just how about just regular old showers? Just ordinary showers. You don't need to have severe in front of the word. How about just an ordinary thunderstorm? No severe. Hi to the one person watching. Oh, not sure this and that, what this and that's going to be. But we'll find out in a minute or two. 6 people are here. Hi, Jen Wren. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by on Hubba 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 Day. Another midweek. A speed bump or a speed hump. Hey, Janice. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And there's Gail AC. Yes. Good to see you, Gail, as always. Just hanging out a couple of minutes here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I've been reading a lot of bridge stuff. And as you read it, it even becomes more confusing. But now, at least when I read it, I understand what I'm reading somewhat. And I'm really nervous because my partner today is the teacher. So I'm a little nervous about having the teacher as my bridge partner because I don't think she likes me. And I know when I say that, I sound like a kid. Ma, the teacher doesn't like me. But I don't think she does. And I don't know why she picked me. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of other people that she could have played bridge with. So maybe she wants to see truly how bad a bridge player I am, or how well she has taught me, one or the other, right? Anyway, that'll be in an hour and a half from now. And on Monday, we play bridge from 1 to 4, right? And everybody was there about 10 to 1. People started to show up, and there was no Linda, no teacher, and no teacher, and no teacher. So finally, one of the ladies, Chris, who I really like a lot, said, well, let's get the cards and play without her. We don't need her. So we did. We found some cards, and we had, I think, we had 4 tables, which would be 16 people. And we started playing bridge. And hi, Safia. And Linda rolled in about, I don't know, 1:15. And she had thought bridge started at 1:30 on Mondays. And she looked around and watched us for a little bit and said, well, I'm really not feeling that well. And it looks like you got it all under control. So have fun. Go play. And you can cheat if you want. I don't know what that means. You can cheat if you want. I don't know how you cheat in bridge, honestly. I'm not that smart. So we all played. And we didn't have to pay our dollar. And last week, the woman that I was partner with in duplicate, Carol, and I came in first place for the East-West position. And we were shocked, absolutely shocked that we came in first place. But anyway, I was watching Dee Dee this morning, as I want to do, and she did that foldy thing. Yeah, angled mirrors and stuff. She did that foldy thing a while ago. And when she did it a while ago, I went on Amazon and of course I bought poster board, but they don't call it poster board. They called it railroad board. It had a weird name. Oh, I'm glad you had a good nap, Angie. Welcome. Railroad board, I think. And I bought, you had to buy 20 of them, but it was 20 for like $15. So they were less than $1 a piece. And it's like poster board. It's pretty heavy duty. So while Dee Dee was doing the foldy thing, I went back and did the foldy thing. And I had to slow her down, a notch. I had to slow down. And I had to go back and, a couple of times. Mine is not as neat as hers. But here it is. I didn't do as good a job of folding it. But I've got the right number of pages. And it is hard to fold it because it is and it does kind of get cracky. One, two. So I have the right number of pages. And then you've got the secret pages. They're in here too somewhere. I don't know where they are, but they're in here somewhere. And then you go like that, right? And then, you go back this way? No, you turn it over and go back this way. Something like that. So it looks like a lot of fun. Hi, Colleen. It looks like a lot of fun. And I think I'm going to do the same thing she did. I think I'm going to just go through and paint all of the pages. Now, I think there's 28 pages total between both sides, I think. And I don't know that I have 28 different, this kind of paint. But it would be a great way to use that up, right? Or see what you've got, or open them. Some of them haven't been opened in years, and see whether they dry. Be a great way to go through that stash. So I will do that. And then what I'm going to do with this, I'm not sure. I like the collage thing. I don't have any of the toast. Was it toast? It's something in toast, right? Pour toast. I only have one Pour Toast book, and it's that black and white one. And I don't have any of the others, but I've got lots of stickers and stuff. So anyway, I'm not going to do that today, but I just wanted to. Dee Dee made a comment that I will do anything, and I will jump in and do anything, try anything. And I think it would be fun just to, again, get out the stencils, and you could do a little you could do a little jelly plate printing on them with the little plate. I think the little plate, this plate is like the perfect size. Look at that. It's like, look, it's made, it's absolutely, well, it's 5 by 7. I could spray watercolor inks. I bought that new chalk paste, do a little dimensional stuff. So the possibilities, I think this would be a great opportunity just to make a list, like Dee Dee made a list. I could make a list and look around, and oh my God, I've got stickers coming out my you-know-what, because I went to Temu and I went crazy buying stickers, and then I deleted the Temu app from my phone because I don't need any more stickers. I am a sucker for stickers, and I've got all sorts of stickers. And so, but yeah, try it out. Even you go to the dollar store, you can buy one of these. You can buy one of these poster boards for $1.25. Or if you want 20 of them, you can go to Amazon. So I could make 20 of these. The other thought, this could work as the Winnie the Pooh journal too. I could see how that would work. Winnie the Pooh. You could have, Winnie the Pooh walking through the book, and as he walks through the book, he can meet up with Eeyore, and Owl and Piglet and Tigger. That would be kind of fun too. Again, it's only 28 pages, plus the secret pages. Oh, CD sleeves. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of those too. Hi, Aunt Beck. I've got a whole bunch of, again, when you buy them, you got to buy like 500 of them or 400. I've got a whole stack of, and I don't know what to do with them. So I'll be interested to see what you're going to be doing with yours, Angie. You'll have to share. Are you going to, hey, how did your thingy go? How did your festival go? Wasn't that this past Monday? Did you sell all your mushrooms, Angie? Inquiring minds want to know. It was this Monday, right? This past Monday? Hi, Pam. Great to see you. Tell us. Inquiring minds want to know. Anyway, so I did that. And I had to do, I had to go back and watch it a couple of times because I have trouble processing that type of thing, even though she was doing it. And I had to do it on my bed, and it's hard. It's a big piece of paper. This is 22 by 28, I think. And I have big pieces of watercolor, but I honestly didn't want to use the watercolor for that. So I have made some more envelopes for the envelope thing that I've been working on. Inspired, it started with Darcy's Misadventures, and then I think it went to Carrie Griffiths, then Eddie Makes Art, and then P&M Studio, and then me, and I'm sure other people are doing it. I just I thought it would be a good thing for me to do to get me using my jelly plate. And how are you, Aunt Bex? Are you going to stream today around 1:30? Inquiring minds want to know, so let us know. How's the bathroom? Becky had a anniversary week. Yes, she is. Okay. Becky's streaming right after me, a 1:30-ish. So I left you off with, I had finally, it's going to flash out a little bit. In process, yeah. And we glued this all together. And so here it is again. You got this, this, and this. And this has to be glued in. That. And that's glued shut. I glued a strip of paper here, and this opens this way. And then I'm going to add some, oh, they canceled it because of rain. Oh, I'm sorry, Angie. I hope they reschedule because everybody's made all their stuff. That's a bummer. Huh. I had a couple of these gigantic envelopes. I was telling you that somebody knew somebody, I guess at Hallmark, and they dumped out boxes of these big envelopes, and the teachers in the office at school, when I was still teaching, they said, if anybody wants envelopes, come get them. And I grabbed a whole bunch of these. So, yeah. Oh, June 10th. Okay. Hi, Andrea. So I cut that in half and kind of, because I want to have some flippy floppy. So I'm going to, and I'm not really crazy about this. I don't, for some reason, I don't like it. I could have jelly plated over, but I figured I'll do one like this, right? And then maybe the other one like this. And then they can come down like that, right? And then go like so, and like so. And then maybe put something here. So I want to do that, okay? So that'll add a couple more. Then, let's see. Where are we going here? Oh, that goes this way. And this is my favorite. We did the lime greeny thing. Hi, Darcy. This is because of you. You inspired all these folks to make these envelope thingies. So I'm thinking I got the order right. You, then Carrie, then P&M somewhere in there, and then Eddie makes art, and then me, and I'm sure a whole bunch of others. Yeah, you got to check out Darcy Misadventures. She's a lot of fun. I first saw her, met her, well, not met her, but was aware of her through P&M Studios. And this was her brainchild. And so everyone is kind of having a lot of fun with it. At least I am. And I'm not the experienced jelly plate printer that some of the folks are, but it's a great practice. And so there she is in flesh. You do it. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. And so like that. And then I came across this. And this is vellum, I do believe, or wannabe vellum. It was one of the things that, you get all of these things in there. So I combined the two. Anyway, so I have a vellum here, and I'm thinking of sticking that like here. And since it's transparent, you can see, I like this. This is probably one of my, I am learning to love my gel plate. I really am. Because, it only takes a couple of successful pulls. And I know it was a love-hate relationship, and now it's more of a love relationship. And then because I want to do this, and I'm thinking, since it's kind of hard to, I was experimenting as to what you can put on this. Magic Marker Works. I tried stamping. This is my practice one. I tried stamping on this. This is a stamp I carved a while ago. And I used VersaFine Clair, that permanent pigment ink. And it didn't really dry after, I wiped it. But this is Magic Marker. Is it Magic Marker? Yeah, this is, no, Sharpies. Magic Markers through a stencil, and that looks really good. Yes, that's it. You got it, Gail. That was so that's why I was experimenting. So I thought, since this is transparent, I could take, like, maybe I've got some master boards. Stays on should work. Of course, I don't have any stays on. I've got everything but stays on. I thought for sure VersaFine would work. But see, I bought these pigment ink. Beautiful colors. I just got 3 of them because they're, but stays on. Okay. Oh, okay. That's cool. You could sew in squares filled with sequins. Yes, I'm not a sequence fan. Well, stickers too. Stickers would work, right? Or I could just, I've got some master boards I could cut up. And what I'm thinking is sticking them in here, right? And then you could just see through it and use it as a clear thing. So that's going to go there. Okay. And then I bought this. It's faux old newspaper a long time ago. And I used that envelope maker machine-y thing. And I made these long, narrow ones. And I thought I would add these, and they would go, again, flip up. And I made some bookmarks. And of course, I don't know where they are, but they would go in here, a bookmarky type of thing. Happy Hub Day to you, Kimberly. I hope things are well. So I'm going to add these, and then, I know. Let me show you. Oh, man. Where are they? I found this in my stash. And I have no idea really what it is or where it came from. It is like vellum, but I guess vellum comes in colors. It's thicker than wax paper, but I'm not sure what it is. And I found it in my stuff. Hi, Jasper. Good to see you. So I cut it in 4 squares, and I went to the envelope maker and found an envelope that you can make with 6 by 6. And I made 4 little envelopes using the envelope maker machine. So I probably plop these in somewhere. But again, putting stuff on them. I think maybe what I'll make is like maybe ATC card like stuff, little thingies. Oh my God. No, it doesn't look like. I know what the Lou paper was like in the 70s because it was like wax paper, but I don't think it was quite as bad as that. That was quite the awakening for a kid, a 15-year-old kid going to the bathroom in London for the first time and seeing the toilet paper. It was like wax paper. But it wasn't quite as stiff as that, but almost, right? Yeah, we stayed in a bed and breakfast in Russell Square. I remember it. And it was in February, so it was cold and damp. And we went to a fish and chips place, I think called King George's. It was good. We were there for about a week, my mom and I. And we flew Air India because my dad knew somebody that worked for Air India. And these guys would swap tickets, free tickets. So we flew first class on Air India for free. It was it was pretty interesting. I was 15 and sipping a champagne cocktail while we hadn't even taken off yet. So I was pretty impressed myself. Anyway, so I've made these extra envelopes to add to the envelopes that are already here. But I thought maybe I would do some work here I've got a couple of leftover strips. These are from Robin McClendon. And several of these are hers. Let's see. That she shared with us for her birthday. And if I can find them. I took them and actually made them into envelopes. So this is a Robin McClendon jelly print copy that I use the envelope maker. I keep on saying envelope maker. I'm assuming everybody knows what the envelope maker is. And I know that this, for a fact, is not one of Colleen's favorite items. There's a bit of a learning curve, but I use this thing all the time. I love it. But it took me forever because the directions are awful, as usual. The directions suck. But anyway, so I've made all of these envelopes using this little machine. That's the envelope maker. And of course, you have to save your envelopes now because if you're over at Colleen and Kathy Berg's, all of our prompts this year are done on envelopes, which is great because I'm recycling a whole bunch of envelopes. That's the good old envelope maker, correct? All right. So that's Robin McClendon. I was going to maybe put stuff here, and I already put something here. Now, the other thing I tried to do, was make, yeah, I mean, I make my own envelopes too. It's pretty easy. You fold a piece of paper in half and then, but this kind of gives you the little, it gives you all this fancy stuff here. But what a lot of times I do, I'll just take an envelope apart and then use it as a template. Hi, Ann. The other Ann. When I looked up and I saw Kimberly saying hi to Ann, I'm thinking, oh, it must be the other Ann. I made some washi tape using medical tape, this white medical tape that Bohemian Crafting uses to reinforce pages when she's making journals. And of course, when you buy something like that on Amazon, you have to buy like a case of it. So I've got a boatload of this. So I put that down on some wax paper, and then I thought I would proceed to jelly plate that. So I put paint on my jelly plate, and I did a little magic marker thing, and it didn't really stick that well. I did several layers, and it just didn't stick that well. Here, and this was the clean off plate that I had done. So you can see the magic markers, and you can't really see any of it, but that's the clean off. That's when I cleaned the plate off after doing several layers of that. Dollar Tree, has that tape? You use it too? Yeah, it's a nice tape. It's really strong. I said hi to Dana. Yeah. So I'm going to peel some of this off now and see if I can't stick a piece here. I mean, I made washi tape years ago using masking tape on wax paper. And then I didn't have a jelly plate then, but we painted on them and mark maked on them and just, did circles and dots and everything. And I just came across it the other day, and it's still good. And it was years ago. Oh, Jasper's not doing well. Started my day by gasp. Cleaning my, oh man, yeah, I've got to do that. Yeah, you have. You know what I've been thinking? I don't know what to do with my journals. My daily journals. I've been writing daily in a journal for, I don't know, the last 6-7 years, at least since 2016. And I write in all sorts of books, composition notebooks. Sometimes I make them, and I do a daily journal, and I'll write mostly. I'll look at a journal from 4 years ago, and I'm still writing about the same shit. Honestly, nothing changes. I'm still bitching. Well, I'm not bitching about school anymore because I'm not working anymore. But again, the content's pretty, and I very rarely, say things about people. It's just, commenting on the day and whether I slept well or not, or what a pain in the butt the cat's been, that kind of daily grinding. So they're not interesting at all. But I want to get rid of them because I don't need, you know what I mean? It's one of those things, you write in it, you get it out, and that's it. And, I do now, I kind of do bubble lettering, and then I might fill that in with watercolor, do a little doodling. I might do a little collage here and there. So I don't know what to do with them. Can I just throw them out in the recycle? I certainly don't want to tear them up. That would take forever to destroy them. I don't have an area where I could put, I don't have like a gallon, 50-gallon drum where I could just put them in there, douse them with gasoline and set them aflame. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. And I don't really want well, I wouldn't care. Let me cut this off and I'm going to stick that down here. Let's see if it works. And I can always add glue. But let me cut this off. And then we'll stick that down. I mean, I've got washi tape. Recycle them. If there are pages that are just writing, you could use them as collage pages. Oh my God. That would be a lot of recycling. I mean, that's a lot of work. But yes, I could. You're right. I fill probably 3 books, journals a year. Let's see. Let me cut that. I like that. It doesn't match, but I don't care. It's just another add. It's another bit of color. There. My very own washi tape. Okay. Let's use this stuff up right. Oh, right here. Is it long? Yes, it is. Look at that. That'll look nice there. Who's got dark thoughts? Oh, I know I could just, but you don't understand what the volume, how many books we're talking about, how many journals we're talking about. Yeah. I mean, I could gesso over them. You're right. And that way, and then I could throw them out. And then they could rot in a landfill for eternity, right? That would be interesting. Yes, Safi is right. I could just do a couple a week, and then it wouldn't be that overwhelming. I should bring them out, just lay them out, so you can see how many I'm talking about. So you were telling me that Robin McClendon made washi tape, but she didn't make out of her. But it wasn't like this. It was just strips, right, of collage. Oh, wow. Oh, boy, that fit nice, didn't it? I like that. Let's see. See, that's a good, yeah, that doesn't really need anything there. All right. I like that though. That's okay. Let's see. I stuck one there, right? I probably should, do some stuff in here. Maybe just put some paint in there just so you can't see that. I glued some strip there. This is okay because it's glued shut. And let me, I got to glue these. I never glued this in. I wasn't going to use this. Maybe I'll put some washi tape on this one because this one's kind of yucky. So let me glue this and stick it in here. The glue. Let's see. Hello, Andrea. Barbara Clark. Hi, Barbara. Good morning to you. I could, and that would be a lot of poetry, Ann. That would be a lot of poetry. Blackout poetry. And sometimes they call that found poetry. Can't remember now. I used to do that with my students when I taught English 100 years ago. They like that. I mean, doing poetry with kids is kind of hard, especially, 13, 14-year-olds. But they liked that activity. And the other one they liked was I brought in a whole bunch of construction paper, and they were to pick any two colors that they kind of liked, and then they were to cut it out and kind of like have like maybe the one color and then off cut the other color and glue them together, and then write a poem about the two colors. And isn't it fun, right, Barbara? You got the bug too, right? It is so much fun. And you've got to watch Eddie Makes Art, because his art, amazing. Just saying. Eddie Makes Art he's funny, and he just, yeah. Emmitsburg, Maryland. Who's talking about Emmitsburg, Maryland? I've been to Emmitsburg, Maryland. Ate some crabs in Emmitsburg, Maryland. It was a big old crab house where they bring the crabs out in a bushel basket, and they put newspaper down on the table, slap down a couple of pitchers of beer. Everyone's got a little wooden mallet, and you just go at it, slurping and having a grand old time. I think I'm just going to glue that down there completely, because I like that. Yeah, I know where Emmitsburg, Maryland is. It's just over the line from Gettysburg. And they have an antique mall there. Well, I'll probably never get back that way, but we lived on a farm outside of Gettysburg for a couple of years. I'm thinking back, I've lived in a lot of, from being non-military, I've lived in a lot of places. Started out on, Wantagh, Long Island, right? Then my parents moved to East Islip, Long Island. Then when I got married, I moved to Staten Island. And then from Staten Island, we went to Biglerville, which is outside of Gettysburg. And then from there, we went to Camp Hill, Book of the Month Club fame. And then from Camp Hill, I went to Maple Springs, New York. And then after my divorce, I moved to Bemis Point, New York, which was 4 miles away from Maple Springs, New York. And then from there, I moved to 1549 Freedom Drive, Florida, to 1663 Old Glory, Florida. And that was in the same community. So I guess I've done my share of moving. And as we know, it ain't no fun. Very stressful. And every time you move, you try to get rid of something. There were some types of set blocks. Oh, okay. I know, when you're doing it, it doesn't seem like that much, but I guess when I start rattling off the different places. But military, oh my gosh. My father was medically discharged from the Navy when I was, I guess, 18 months old. But even before that, they had moved. I was born in Newport, Rhode Island, on the Navy base there. And then from there, we went to the Memphis, Tennessee area. And then from there to San Diego area. So I'm not even two at this point, right? And my father got very sick. He ended up with a fungus in his lungs. And they didn't, at that time, they didn't know what to do, so they removed his lung. And I was like 18 months old. And so my grandmother, who was terrified of flying, got on a plane, old prop plane, and flew from Rhode Island to California and took me back to Rhode Island, where I stayed with her until my father was well enough to basically drive from California. And then they went to St. Albans, which I think is in the Queens area, New York, where he was officially medically discharged. And then we went to, then they bought the house in Wantua. So prior to the age of 18 months, I had a couple of moves. But I think Dee Dee, I mean, she talked about all of the times that she moved because she's military. All right. I like that a lot. I really do. And that was just a pull-off page to clean up, the thingy. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll leave that. That's going to be a pocket, obviously. Maybe a strip here. Let's see. I should probably save these for when I put those other things down. Yeah. Okay. What do you think? I love the way these. Oh, wow, Angie. Angie's lived in her town for 58 years. Wow. That is cool. That is amazing. So you've got to be known. Everybody in the community must know the Angie family, because you're like a mate, well established. Wow, 58 years. But when you were 11. And then and you never left. Actually, my mom moved away and I've never left. Huh. It's interesting. I don't know, do I want the narrow one there or the one that's just a wee bit wider? I think I'll put the narrow one here. And I don't think I'm going to do anything to this because it's already, maybe I'll throw in some like marks or something. But I think I'm just going to glue this down here. And maybe I'll make some, I made a bunch of bookmarks, and we were talking about what I was going to do with them, put them out for people to take or take them to the local library or just randomly stick them in a book in the library for people just to, and I never did it. And I am using one of the in the book that I'm reading now. I always have one book going. I'm not like Dee Dee. I can't have more than one book going at the same time. I can listen to one book and then read another. There you go, Andrews. Well, every time you move, you get rid of more stuff, right? Yeah. I think I'm going to, and then maybe I'll just doodle on, do some doodling on this or put some, I like that way that just goes like so. Ta-da. Now, when I moved from New York to Florida, and I was moving into my mom's house. I had a house in New York, right, that I owned. I wasn't renting it. I bought it. It was all mine. Do I want to do that on the other side of this? Or let's see. Yeah, I guess that would be okay to do this. And I literally sold or gave away almost everything I owned because I was moving into my mom's house. So I couldn't bring any furniture or anything. And I had been the yearbook faculty person, and I was in charge of the yearbook. And the yearbooks came in these really sturdy cardboard boxes, heavy duty, like liquor store boxes. So I packed up a whole bunch of those boxes, right? And I remember I weighed them and I measured them, and I would put them out on my back porch, and I would send a email to United Parcels, the ups, right? And they would come and pick them up. And they would go to Florida. And then when they were delivered at my mom's house, my mom just had them stack them in the garage. And then everything else was given away. Most of it was given away. There were 2 young single teachers at the high school that I taught at. And it was so funny. They were fighting over my Cuisinart food processor. And they had to flip for it. And then there was another gal that was moving into an apartment. I gave her all my dishes. So I basically had some clothes. I had the cat. And my son Dave came down from Boston, and we drove, I think I've told this before, we drove straight through nonstop from outside of Buffalo to where we are in Florida in 17 hours and 45 minutes. Yep, it was quite the journey. Okay, that has to go like that. All right, that. Yes. And because, I'm getting older. Oh, that's crooked. All right, well, that's okay. I hired, when I moved from my mom's house to this house, I went from a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,500 square feet under air house to an 1,100 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath house and a single car garage. So I had to I downsized even more, right? So we had an estate sale, and I hired what was the name of the company? College Hunks Moving Junk. They were neither. And they were, oh my God, talk about hi Joyce, packing job. They were awful. And they did some of the packing. They were running late. He took one guy, I don't know which one of it was, Frick or Frack or Dumber and Dumber, a coffee mug, and he literally wrapped it in 3 yards of the wrapping paper. And they didn't label anything. So the first morning I am looking for a coffee mug and the coffee machine. Heaven forbid that the coffee machine and the coffee mug would be together in the same box. It was a nightmare. And then the guy that owned the company actually lives in this community. So you would think that maybe they would, tell these guys, hey, you got to do a really good job. First of all, they were running late. They arrived about an hour late. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, yes. Well, there's Tweedledee and Tweedledum, there's Frickin' Frack, and there's Dumb and Dumber and Dumbest, because a third guy showed up, and all they were talking about were video games and not paying attention to what they were doing. So we finally get moved in, right? And unpacked. And Mo and Sean, my friends, were here to help, obviously. Couldn't have done it without them. But they were, yeah. But downsized. I don't know about when I get into I get into a mindset and I start to clean out, I can throw anything away. I mean, and then I regret it later. Oh my God, the diaper pail was in transit for a month. Oh my God, that's awful. Oh Lordy. Yeah. Well, my mother had a lot of stuff. I mean, she was 95, 96, and had been in that house since 1995. Thank you, Barbara. And had to get rid of all her stuff. And she had a lot of nice stuff that we just, I can put a piece of washi tape here. I mean, like cut crystal and fancy stuff, china, and really, fancy kind of stuff. Well, maybe just a little piece here. Yeah, maybe I'll just put a little piece here. And so she had a lot of fancy stuff. And we had an estate sale. Beautiful. Oh my God. The stuff that people don't have anymore, but she had a beautiful, oh my God, teak dining room set with the china cabinet, all teak, solid teak. And it had extensions on it, so you can 3 leaves. I bet you do. Yeah. It's hard. I mean, I threw away, oh my God, I can't even tell you how many pictures I threw away. Oh no. Oh. And here, when you pay for that, you really think that they're safe. Oh, government replaced them, but it was from steel to china and crystal. Yeah, don't use that every day. Right. I don't know. I don't think I like that there. I'll find something else to put there. But I am happy with this washi tape that I made. Very happy with it. Okay, let's see. What will we decide? Should I put that there? No. I don't put that there. You think that's too much, or think that'll be okay? Because it is, you can see through it. That's why I don't mind. And I think I'm going to use double-sided tape, because I don't know how well the glue will stick. Because the glue, well, we'll see. Hey, worst case scenario, I rip it off. Oh my God. Just as I marked the boxes so well, the thieves took the best stuff, even including my clarinet. Oh no, those bastards. Yeah, I never thought about that. If it's well marked and they know exactly what to take. Oh, that's awful. House was robbed of all her silver and crystal. If she knew she would be robbed, she would have used her good China. Yeah. Okay, good luck. Good luck, Angie. Angie's babysitting. It's got to be exhausting. I don't think I could do it. Oh, I have a nightmare story to tell you guys. I've got a couple of nightmare stories to tell you guys. What time is it? I got 5 minutes. Okay. I thought I had filed my taxes. I use TurboTax. I have for years, right? And I did an electronic transfer to pay my taxes, right? And I started thinking that, I never saw that come through on my bank statement. I never saw that, that withdrawal. And it wasn't much. I was lucky. I only had to pay $325, which was great. So I went and I got the packet for my taxes for this year. And on the front is a piece of paper, typewritten paper, that says that, this money was paid, right? And it has the amount and it has the routing number and all of that stuff that, indicates that it's been paid. So then I went online to the IRS and I set up an ID Me account where they scan your whole face and everything. And I went and checked on my status. And in a red box, it says, taxes not filed. I'm going, shit. And I really did say more than shit. But anyway, the taxes had not been filed. I don't know how they didn't get filed. It showed that they'd been paid for, but it never gone through. But when I went to the account, it said they weren't paid, and it said amount owed $0, that I didn't owe them any money, which I knew wasn't right. So I went to Turbo, and I could have talked to somebody, but I just went and I basically went through the last couple of steps of filing, right? Did the transfer again and filed again. And I'm thinking, it's not going to be accepted. It's going to be, I expect it to be penalized. I expect it to have to pay a fine because obviously they're late, right? But when they go through a whole process, like one of those lines, it says taxes sent or taxes filed, sent is one of those little bar lines that go across and 3 dots, and the final dot says taxes accepted by federal government. So about 20 minutes later, it said taxes and payment had been accepted. So I don't know. And then I got a text message saying the same thing, that the taxes had been filed and had been accepted by the federal government. So if they come back, and I have to pay a penalty, it's not going to be much because it's only $325. It's not going to be too much anyway. But anyway, I just didn't. It's just weird. The whole thing was weird. Now, knowing me, I probably didn't hit the final button. You know what I mean? I do that all the time. I forget to scroll down. I'm a great one for not scrolling down. So I can't find it. And then, my son says, scroll down. And of course, it is. So I am blaming it on me. Yes, I got an email saying that it was accepted. And, I kept on looking for it and I never got it. And then I forgot about it. Oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? Because you can't even see the tape. Isn't that cool? You can't see the tape. And now I can either stick something in there like something that's very colorful. Like say if I put something like this in here, you know, you can't see it, of course, but anything colorful, you'll be able to see that right there. So that problem is taken care of. I'm happy with that because it is, yeah, and you can see through it. And it feels good. And it's 1 o'clock. And I have to go and play bridge with my teacher who doesn't like me. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. We'll see. I got to remember if she bids one of anything, and if the guy on my right hand does not, if he passes, I have to bid with, I have 6 points or more. I'm trying to remember that one rule just for this time. Okay, thanks everybody for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and see you Sunday and out and about on the internets. And Devin, good luck with your move. I know she's busy moving, and hope to see you soon. She's not streaming today, folks, and Aunt Bex is coming up. Okay. Bye. Be good or careful and interesting. Let me see, I have to end stream here. End.